and the very evil regime that his people, because it's probably not him because he doesn't know where the hell he is, but that his people are pursuing. You can make the difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. The Libertarian Party can make a big difference. Together we can make America freer than ever before for citizens of all backgrounds and all walks of life. We can unleash new hope, optimism, and energy. We can release limited government so that the people can have an unlimited future. United, we will be unstoppable. If we unite, we are unstoppable. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so.
What's going on, everyone? Sauce Queen here today. We're going to be reacting. Actually, I'm going to give my analysis of the Libertarian convention that Donald Trump decided to attend. As you saw from the intro, I showed you in the first intro about him saying, hey, I come here, you know, telling him the reality. Hey, Libertarians, your vote can make the difference. Here's what I have for you. And in the second clip, you can kind of see that Donald Trump is getting booed. And then that's where you hear the iconic viral clip that's been going around. Okay, enjoy your 3%. If you don't want to win, don't vote for me. Right. And this is where I start having problems with a little bit with libertarians, because it seems like it's a mixed bag of, I don't know. Like, I don't know what they stand for anymore. Right. I read the book, The Libertarian Mind, and now I liked a lot of the, positions that these people had. And I started thinking, oh, maybe I am a libertarian. But then I started noticing the difference between a conservative and a libertarian is the fact that we're interested in the social, I guess, culture of the society, while libertarians are like, nah, let everyone do whatever they want. Right? Libertarians put a hyper focus on liberty, but they don't understand there's other counter responsibilities of that liberty, right? Because you can't have autonomy without responsibility. Okay, and in this country, we're trying to preserve it, but libertarians for the longest time have been sitting on their little high horse lately, right? Because I thought what Trump gave them was a fair deal. Hey, you're 3% of the vote. Here's how I'm going to appease you. I'm going to release the Ross Perot guy. I forgot his name. I think that's what he said. He claimed that he was the most libertarian president in 70 years. That's probably why he got booed, right? And he tried to extend an olive branch. And I think this is a fair deal. I don't know about y'all, but for a voting block of 3% that has no track record. Now you have Rand Paul, but Rand Paul, they ran as Republicans. And it seems like for some reason, libertarians don't want to create any partnership with the Republican Party and try to influence it from within. Instead, they rather stand on principle. And I don't understand why I don't endorse this guy. And we're going to go down to my logic and my reason why I think the Libertarian Party should endorse Trump instead of wasting its time putting in people that is not going to get the attention or the smoke, right, that Trump can get. So let's take a look at this 24-second clip. I'll let it play out throughout the end, where Trump is actually giving them to me, which I think is a pretty fair deal. Let's take a look.
That is why I'm committing to you tonight that I will put a libertarian in my cabinet and also libertarians in senior posts. Pretty good. That's pretty big. That is why I'm committing to you tonight.
So you seen that, you heard that, right? I think that's a pretty good deal, right? Because end of the day, libertarians, this is the problem with libertarians. You guys are unproven. Like, honestly, you guys are unproven. The only success you had was when you worked with the Republican Party. Ron Paul, Rad Paul, conservative libertarians. That's the only way y'all got into power. And this is what I'm saying. You guys are not very strategic as a party. And this is the problem. Because end of the day, you can make a bunch of gripes about the Republican Party, but You see there's a fracture, like the American First Movement, the movement that kind of Donald Trump kind of sparked and awakened within the Republican Party. It has more influence than the Libertarian Party that's been around for I don't know how long. And I think the many of the reasons why is that they're actually organized and they actually have a North Star. Libertarians don't seem, the Libertarian Party don't seem to have a North Star. And I think that's why they boo him, right? They doing things that makes it like, y'all guys are not helping your case. I don't know who's winning this optic war, but it seems like it's Trump. A lot of people are like, yo, this is the first time you got candidates coming to your party, to your convention, trying to go with you, like negotiate with you. And libertarians are acting entitled and spoiled. I made a tweet or an X post, if you follow me on X if you haven't already, where I said that the problem with the libertarians is that they let the perfect get in the way of the good. If you never heard that saying, it's pretty much you want a perfect candidate instead of accepting a good candidate. And then you want to demand, like you want to make demands when you don't have much leverage. Like Donald Trump would have had a more fruitful time going to a black convention or something, because they at least that's 30% of the vote. But instead, he makes compromises, he makes deal with you guys, and what you guys say, boo, you suck. But it's like who would you rather have, right? And now people are trying to come at Dave Smith a little bit, saying that he might have been disingenuous or duplicitous and all this stuff. And I don't want to care. I don't care about that speculative drama, right? But what I do want to point out is don't like the criticisms. Oh, I don't know what happened. The post got deleted. Oh wow. I wanted to guys show you a post, but maybe the screenshot will be enough for you guys. So libertarians want to cry. Libertarians, Donald Trump is not libertarian. Libertarian presidential nominee. Should the government increase environmental regulations to prevent climate change, which goes against the ethos of libertarianism? This candidate says yes, which is Chase, right? Chase Oliver. I think that's the libertarian candidate. Congrats to Chase for Liberty for his win. He wasn't my preferred candidate, but he ran a great campaign, put it together, and win. I appreciate that he's unapologetically anti-war. Is that all that is? Then Donald Trump should be your guy. Donald Trump ain't going to start any new wars, right? But this is what I'm talking about, that the Libertarian Convention is not really organized, right? There's no North Star that they're going for. That's just my thoughts. Let me hear yours in the comment section. I saw a lot of divide amongst the Libertarian representatives and their voters. I've seen, like when I looked into X comment sections of people reacting to the Donald Trump Libertarian Convention, I saw a lot of people who claim to be libertarians saying, nah, I'm voting for Trump. These are not true libertarians. And this is my one problem too. Like, I don't know what standard people are judging a libertarian by. And my argument, and this has been a personal thing that has been helping me throughout my life. If something is vague or intentionally like plausibly deniable, I don't get involved with it. Socialists play the same tactic. Oh, that's not real socialism. Every time you point out the flaws of their policies, of the direction of where they want to take the country, it's not real. It's not real socialism all of a sudden. Libertarians play that same game too. When you make comments about something, oh, this was weird to me. Oh, libertarians aren't saying that. That's not real libertarianism. And this is where you get this like ideological confusion. And there's no cohesiveness in the Libertarian Party. It seems like a movement of people who just want to do whatever the hell they want and just want to moan and complain about the two parties. That's all it seems. And I hope he leads this into his presidential campaign. I wish him the best of luck spreading that message, right? But this is the same guy, right? Should the government raise minimum wage? He says yes, adjusted every year according to inflation. That don't sound libertarian to me. That sounds socialist. Should the government continue to fund Planned Parenthood? Yes. Their services reach far beyond abortion. When that's cap, because they document things separately and they go, oh, we're going to do a CAT scan for you. We're going to do this. But the end result is still abortion. Well, hey, whatever. Yes, but only for non-sexual, which he supports transgenderism, right? This is the duplicitousness that you're talking about. Like they say, hey, they're trying to give him the benefit of doubt, and he claims that this is wrongfully edited, right? He's saying that this guy Viva Fry is being disingenuous. Hey, you're cutting these things out of context. Let's see the video, and then you guys make the decision for yourself.
I woke up this morning to the coolest thing that's ever happened in the history of the Libertarian Party. And I will, if I'm being completely honest, as Donald Trump was speaking last night, if I had control of how everybody acted, my plan was kind of like, guys, listen, here's my message to the Libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful.
So, and Dave Smith can't control the crowd. I'm not going to put this on Dave Smith. I don't understand why Viva Fry went after him and trying to claim that he's being disingenuous, that he told the crowd to, not act like woke college students. And I just think people are just passionate about the stance that they have. But this is I think the lack of strategic foresight that the Libertarians Party has is that they're like this person. They rather have my way or the highway. It's either my way or the highway, but you don't have leverage. Make it make sense. Trump said, okay, I'll just go cater to another voter. I think I gave you a pretty good deal. You get a cabinet position. And imagine this, Libertarians. Trump don't start in no new wars. You could get the deficit. You could be like, hey, we want the Libertarian cabinet member in senior posts to be in the Federal Reserve or chief of economic policy. And you can finally get closer to anarcho-capitalism. This is what happens if you're playing chess, not checkers. And it seems like a lot of people, you play checkers when you play with your feelings, when you're trying to stand on principle. And this is why personally, I don't want to get into politics, because politics is about compromise. And if you're not willing to compromise, you will lose. That's the reality. That's the reality of politics. I'd rather stand on principle and let the country get destroyed. When it gets too late, you can't do it, and it becomes to a point where it's irreversible. That's when you go, I think in futures past, future libertarians will look back and say they drop a prime opportunity here. And I think a lot of people are seeing this. So here's now I gave you some kind of outlook of how libertarians are seeing this, my personal thoughts about it. Charlie Kirk, I think Charlie Kirk represents something that I've experienced, because I read a lot of libertarian books. I know Hayek, Mises. The other guy I don't know, but Mises and Hayek, I read a lot of their books. And from an economic perspective, Milton Friedman, many libertarians claim he's a libertarian, even though he said he was a liberal, right? Thomas Sowell don't really identify with a party, but he's commonly known as a conservative. But libertarians even say that Thomas Sowell's a libertarian, right? I agree with a lot of their policies economically, but the way that they're approaching this politically is nonsense. Like, you guys, that was a good deal, man. I think y'all should have endorsed Trump instead of endorsing your woke, I forgot his name, Chase Oliver guy. And maybe that was a misrepresentation. Maybe that was fake news. I don't know. But the guy that shared it was a libertarian himself. I used to have a lot of libertarian tendencies. I have read all the standbys of modern libertarian thought: Hayek, Mises, Rothbard, and so on. So I was very interested in watching Trump speak at the Libertarian Party freak show this weekend. I don't think it was a freak show, right? On the issues of war, gun, property rights, free speech, free religion, the Fourth Amendment, and more, Trump is a massive win for any libertarian. This is what I'm saying. He's good, right? Trump is good. He's not perfect. I understand that, libertarians. He's not perfect. And this is what I'm saying. The libertarians are letting the perfect get in the way of the good, AKA you're wishing for some ideal situation. You're wishing for some candidate to have all the stars aligned before you want to make your decision. But end of the day, progress is better than a perfection. Are you a step closer with Trump towards your ideal situation, libertarians, or not? And letting Trump lose, and this is one thing I noticed with the Libertarian Party. I saw when I was looking at the comment section, there were some libertarians like, I can't wait for him to lose a second time. And I'm like, what are you saying? Like, what is the purpose of the Libertarian Party? Is it to actually help your fellow countrymen? Is it like, because I look things from a nationalist point of view. How are you helping our country? When you talk about policies, I see how it helps the American people, but you don't have the votes to do it. You don't have the votes to put your candidates into office. Your votes are not even competitive. RFK got more votes technically and more support than your entire party. Yet these two candidates come in and try to make a deal with you. And this is the part of politics I think libertarians don't have practical experience in. They move more like a movement than an actual political party. Because political parties will understand you have to make some deals. Now, you don't want you want to, you want to have a moral philosophy that guides those deals. I understand that. I can understand that point, libertarians. But to me, this was the best deal you was going to get. Because then you can make your name for yourself. Hey, look, this guy was a libertarian candidate. Look how successful the economy was. This would have happened if you had voted a libertarian in office. It would help your case for future elections. It would have made libertarians more successful, more notable. You would have been able to stand on your own and say, hey, look at the track record we actually have. Instead of trying to sell this dream that people don't know if you can actually act on it or not. And then when people look into your party, like me, when I was as an independent looking to possibly register as a person of the Libertarian Party of Florida, I see all this like mixed messaging, people fighting about woke stuff. I'm like, yo, there's no consistency with this party. How is it? All y'all agree on is everyone should do whatever they want, limited government. And I can agree with the limited government part, but there's certain what aspect of limited government should be ahead of? How about regulation? Hey, okay, I can agree with some regulation. I don't believe in no regulation. And this is the conundrum of today's Libertarian Party. I'll continue with Kirk's tweet here. But today's Libertarian Party isn't about that. Today's Libertarian Party is about being a purist, ideological zealot, obsessed with being more libertarian than the person next to you, right? So he's calling out the zealots corner out here on the libertarian front, and I think so. Because like I said, you have to live in reality. We all have to live in reality, right? And I'm not like a big Trumper. I mean, I was 2016. I liked him. 2020, liked him. 2024, I was like, hey, I want Vivek. But I understand, hey, look, Vivek, Trump, they share almost all the same policies, except the only thing is Vivek was an unproven product. Same thing with libertarians. You guys are an unproven party. And this was your chance to get some experience. This was your foot in the door into the political mainstream. And what y'all do with it? Boo. Now, the liberal media is making optics, right? You don't want to be a pawn in the liberal media's game. Because, and this is another thing too, libertarians don't have any infrastructure either. Dave Smith is their most famous libertarian, and I can't think of anyone else. You guys got no name recognition either, because y'all don't want to do the actual work of incrementally building your case, building a foundation. Y'all just want to skip those steps and say, vote for us, America. You want an alternative, America? I'll flip it. What if a Democrat went to the Green Party and offered the same deal? Hey, I want to make some of my cabinet members from the Green, I'll give a cabinet position to members of the Green Party. Senior post. You think the Green Party will take it, turn it down? Hell no, they won't. They'll put it in. They'll take those positions because that's more power. There's more credibility to your party, and that's what I'm talking about. Don't let the perfect get in the way of the good, and that's what's happening here. Instead of figuring out how to protect core constitutional freedoms that are under threat, aka, hey, let's work together, libertarians. You're like, nah, F that. Or figure out achievable ways to have more freedom in our day-to-day lives. Today's libertarians are people who debate whether we should have traffic lights or whether we should abolish policing and prisons. At their best, libertarians are a healthy check on statist policies who wants to ruin our currencies, which I agree with. I use libertarian policies as a way to check all my conservative policies that I like, right? Hey, I want an incentive for marriage. I want an incentive for two-parent households. I want a social incentive where you have a duty and responsibility to your country. I use libertarian policies to kind of like check myself essentially against that. I don't touch like Marxists because it's too easy to debunk their claims. Every attempt you try to do this socialist, Marxist, the country gets ruined. The country becomes poor. You'll take $1 trillion country and you make it $1 billion country. Then $1 millionaire country. Then it's poverty. But you want to still keep crying, oh, it's not real socialism. Okay, cope. Start stupid wars or shred the Constitution. That's a healthy impulse and a necessary part of American political movement. In reality, the Libertarian Party is a strange combination of criminal sympathizers, drug pushers, drug addicts, and people who would celebrate a hedonistic lifestyle. This is why I said a lot of the red pill is actually libertarian. But I digress. And apparently a guy stripped on the stage. Libertarian Party has always been they always had a problem with marketing. I think this happened in the 2022 midterms as well. That they had a candidate and he said something about that he was down for no age of consent or something like that, and that destroyed his whole campaign. That destroyed his whole momentum. I forgot the guy's name. Maybe someone in the comment section will remind me. It's not about liberty. It's about license. Doing whatever you want with no responsibility and no consequences. Not only is that too is deeply unpopular, it's also damaging our country and completely stupid. This is why I said y'all coming across more like liberals than y'all are coming across as conservative. You find libertarians taking the weirdest views, from getting rid of pedophilia laws to making all drugs legal. That's what the Libertarian Party has become. Milton Friedman had it right. I am a libertarian with a small L and a Republican with a capital R. And I am a Republican with a capital R on the grounds of expediency, not on principle. You knew any involvement in a sideshow would splinter our forces and help Marxists win. But libertarians don't care. Entitled, and in my view, prideful. Trump deserved massive praise for having the balls to go into an unruly clown show that was the Libertarian Convention. There are still millions of liberty-minded, decent people who watched intently as Trump laid out his agenda and why it's his best to advance their cherished ideas. For the libertarians who generally love liberty and not just some weird fetishes and fringe self-destructive lifestyle, Trump is the obvious choice. And I can agree with that. As a nationalist, that makes sense. That's the critique. It seemed like this is going to be a massive backfire for the Libertarian Convention. This is just my view. Because you're a little-known party. Not many people know you. You have an opportunity to really show yourself. And sure, the people can boo. The booing is not the problem. It's the fact that, you got a deal of a lifetime. And still, that wasn't enough to get your endorsement for Donald Trump. I think that's the biggest criticism that I have in this video. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think I went on a little tangent there, but I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I hope no libertarians take this personally. I just think that your tactics or your approach could have been better. I think you guys could have went a different route with this. You guys could have handled it a little bit differently. You had the world, you had everyone's eyes on you guys, and how you chose to present yourself, I don't think really helped your party's optics. That's all I'm really trying to say in this video. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I really want to be interested to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.